Obviously, this is an historic storm. Never before in anyone's recollection or anyone's review of history has such a storm hit the state so early. We have 1 to 3 inches having accumulated along the shore, 7 to 14 inches inland, and at our higher elevations as much as 20 inches of snow on the ground, and it is not November yet. Today's highs should be in the 40s, but there will be strong winds, so there may be additional damage. We should see winds up to 30 miles an hour. Obviously, there's a lot of damage to tree limbs that have not yet come down, so please be very careful. This is the largest number of power outages that we have ever experienced, and the assessments are taking place, but I will be straight up with everyone. We're going to have extensive and long-term power outages, and I am advised that it, at least initially, looks like some people could be without power for as much as a week. So please be aware of that. We will give you updates, and I do have representatives of the 2 major power utilities who are here who will give quick summaries when I'm done. Metro North is traveling on Sunday's schedule. Some branch lines, I believe perhaps all branch lines are down. Hartford, Waterbury bus lines are delayed by 2 hours. Danbury bus lines. I'm not sure what this says. Danbury, we'll get you something in a moment. Bradley Airport, I was there last night till about 1 a.m. We distributed 900 cots. We are distributing water and foods. We expect 17 flights to leave Bradley today. Hopefully that will allow us to chip away at the number of people who are stranded there. We are coordinating services to those folks. 26 flights have already been canceled, so if you are expecting to leave Bradley, our best advice is you should be on the phone, if you have a phone, with your carriers. A few other things. We have 4 hospitals on generators. We are calling all of our nursing home facilities and trying to get a feel for how they're holding up. We are going to have a cell problem, telephone problem. AT&T has 152 towers that are out. Assessments are taking place. Some of those are damaged. Others are simply without power, and power is on the way to those in the form of generators. We have 27 shelters that are open across the state. I will be on a phone call with local officials at 10 a.m. to attempt to coordinate to a greater degree, that is, to have more warming centers established throughout the state, as well as foodstuffs being shared. We will also authorize the sharing of food by local governments from their school systems to centers if that needs be, and that will be communicated at 10 a.m. Just was handed the note. Danbury bus line is up and running, as are the ones that I previously mentioned. Hartford and Waterbury, having said that, are 2 hour delayed. Finally, we anticipate opening the Wilbur Cross and the Merritt Parkway as of 11 a.m. this morning. Assessment is underway. We know that some people are still using that road. We ask you not to use the road until 11 a.m. And then final point, with respect to all of our citizens, it's very dangerous out there. A lot of lines, over something approaching 10,000 separate power incidences spread out across the state that we know of. That means that there are lines down. They could be dangerous. And please stay home and stay inside or attend to issues around your own property. Final point. We need as much assistance from our citizenry as we can. If you can help us clear the areas and immediately attached to yours, we'd appreciate it. Those who are contractors and can lend assistance to their fellow neighbors, we would ask you to do that. To state employees in whatever community you live in, if you can make yourselves available to help us clear clear and respond and warm and feed would be greatly appreciated. I will have an additional call at 11:30, so we'll have the local call at 10 o'clock. We'll have a call with all state government officials again at 11:30. I just completed one of those, and we are responding, and we will communicate to the greatest extent possible as recovery progresses. So with that, I'll make the two utilities available. Jeff, you want to come up and give the CL&P report?
Thank you, Governor. Jeff Butler, I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer of Connecticut Light and Power. First of all, I certainly understand that the customers are facing a huge challenge given the weather conditions, colder, in many areas where it's not accessible. Today, or currently, we have approximately 730,000 customers out. As the Governor said, this is the most significant outage that CL&P has faced. Within Northeast Utilities, with our sister companies, we have over 1 million customers out in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. We have 42 transmission lines out, which has resulted in 15 substations being completely out of power. That is a focus today of getting those transmission lines reestablished, and we hope to see some customers restored as a result of getting those substations back. But we also expect that there'll be distribution damage once those substations are back in service. We do have helicopter patrols out today. We have a total of 300, just approximately 300 line and tree crews out working today, working closely with both the state and the local municipalities in terms of prioritizing work. But today our focus is certainly to make safe and road opening, what we call E911, emergency calls from our customers where there's issues that we need to address, and assessing. I'm not at a position to be able to give restoration times because, quite honestly, we have not had the ability through the weather last night to get out and assess the damage across our service territory. We do know that there's extensive amount of damage, and as soon as we get updated information, we will be passing that information on to our customers. So, as the Governor mentioned, we do expect outages lasting a week, possibly more in some of the more outlying areas, but we're working hard to get current information to the towns, and we'll keep them updated as well as our customers throughout this event. But it is going to be, given the sheer magnitude of damage, it is going to be a lengthy restoration process. Thank you.
UI.
Good morning, Jim Torgerson, CEO of UIL Holdings. We know this storm hit everybody pretty hard. Fortunately, down where we're at and along the coast, it was a little bit less. We had about 42,000 customers out. We've restored roughly 26,000, and we still have about 16,000 out. Our expectation is we will have all customers back by tomorrow night. We have currently about 76 total crews out working. Of that, we have 35 line crews and about a dozen tree crews, and the rest are wires down, patrollers, and service crews. So our expectation, again, is that we will be working with the towns, meeting their priorities today, much of which is to clear roads, and we will figure our restoration will be completed by the end of the day tomorrow. Thank you.
Final couple quick points. Wires are down. Please be careful. Stay away from those. Attend to your own properties and help your neighbors to the greatest extent you can. If you have an elderly or ill person in your neighborhood, please check on their whereabouts and their safety. And if need be, please feed them or warm them if you have that capability. I also want to say it is winter-like conditions out there. That gives us an additional danger, and that is people bringing into their homes for heat generation devices that emit carbon monoxide. That's a very dangerous situation. Luckily, it's going to be in the 40s today, so it's not going to be terribly, terribly cold. We will see the 20s tonight, so build up heat in your house. If you have a fireplace, make sure it's well ventilated. Do not put carbon monoxide or bring those kinds of devices that would generate that into your house. And we will be giving regular reports from now on as we do our assessment, begin our recovery, and make sure that we can take care of food distribution, fuel distribution, and warming centers can be established. Thank you.